They thought the parrot was jealous of the baby. They were completely wrong. Priya Okafor had raised Sonny, a blue and gold macaw, for 6 years before her son Theo was born. Priya was a respiratory therapist. She'd spent a decade reading oxygen saturation numbers on a screen, and she trusted that training completely. For the first 3 weeks home, Sonny kept his distance from the nursery, same as always. Then, on a Tuesday night, everything changed. Sonny began pacing the crib rail, not settling, not sleeping. Back and forth, wings half lifted, eyes fixed on Theo's face. Priya moved him to his cage in the living room. He screamed until 2 a.m. By the third night, Sonny had learned to work the latch on his cage. Priya found him back on the rail, leaning down, his beak inches from Theo's open mouth. She grabbed him, hard hammering. Her husband, Marcus, said what they were both thinking. He's going to hurt him. They moved Sonny's cage to the garage that night. He shrieked for 4 straight hours. If you stay for stories about what animals sense before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. At 4 a.m., the garage went silent. Priya assumed he'd finally settled. She should have known better. Silence in her line of work was never automatically good news. She checked the monitor out of habit. Theo's chest wasn't moving the way it should have been. Shallow, irregular, the rhythm off in a way her trained eye caught before her conscious mind did. She was in the nursery in under 10 seconds. His lips had a faint blue tinge at the edges. She called 911 with her son against her chest, using clinical language because it was the only language her brain would produce. Has your dog or Bud ever done something that made no sense until it was the only thing that did? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard. At the hospital, Dr. Elena Vasquez, pediatric pulmonology, explained it plainly. Theo had a partially obstructed airway from severe nasal congestion, worsening for days with almost no visible symptoms in a sleeping infant. Another 20 minutes, she said, and we'd be having a very different conversation. Priya sat with that. The pacing on the rail, not jealousy, but watching a breathing pattern change in real time. The screaming from the cage, not tantrum, but alarm nobody wanted to hear. The silence at 4 a.m., not calm, but a bird that had simply run out of ways to tell them. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who never ask for anything in return. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. Sonny came back inside 3 days later. Priya opened the cage door without a word. He flew straight to the nursery, landed on the rail, and this time nobody pulled him away. He stayed there until morning, still, watching, the way he'd been trying to all along.